Hey VC, this is Dave in Texas. How's the fall going? I actually had a pretty good Thanksgiving, although I didn't do a lot. Did some cooking and, relaxing and all that. Watched parts of football games and then watched a movie. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty good. Kind of overcast like it is today, so I didn't want to get out. And with COVID going on, that makes it doubly so. But I did get out earlier that week when it was pretty, and I went by a Dollar Tree, as I'd heard that they had some cheap movies. Ever so often they'll have movie sales there for $1 a piece. They're another one of those dollar stores like, Dollar General and whatever else. But it's called Dollar Tree. And I found a couple of movies there that I was interested in, and I may even run by there later on today, I don't know, to see if they put out some new inventory. But yeah, I picked up a couple of movies. This is one of them. I hadn't even heard of this film, but it's a fairly recent documentary on John Lennon. Came out in 2018, and Looking for Lennon. And just kind of a new documentary on his life, and talks about his childhood, growing up and what have you. It's a Blu-ray disc, and it says new feature-length documentary, and just shows some, it says rare photographs from his closest family, friends, and associates. I haven't watched it yet, but should be an interesting watch. I picked up this one. Again, all these are $1. This is just a regular DVD. This is a Decade Under the Influence. And it's mostly about the 70s generation of films that came out back then. It has Dennis Hopper on here, Sidney Lumet, Paul Mazursky, Sidney Pollack, Roy Schreider, Martin Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola, Roger Corman, a bunch of different people that they interview on here. And it says the 70s films that changed everything, right there. But it should be a real interesting documentary. It's about 2 hours long, a little over 2 hours long, so I look forward to it. I picked this up for $1, sort of a splurge, but yeah, it's called Life, and it's a sci-fi movie. Stars Jake Gyllenhaal, who's been in a lot of movies actually. One of my favorite actors, if he's in something that I'm interested in, which by and large most of the time he is. He picks really good roles. Ryan Reynolds, and it's just about them being aboard a space station and find an alien life form. Not quite like Alien, but I mean in concept it sort of is. So yeah, it's Life. Another documentary I picked up was this one on J.R.R. Tolkien, Master of the Rings. This is just, about his life, which I'd already read a book about him quite a while ago, 10 or more years ago. But yeah, it also came with a CD in it though. And again, this is $1. It came with a little booklet here. With some artwork by the Hildebrandt brothers. That's one of their pieces of art right there. They were one of the artists that they used some of their art influence on the way that Lord of the Rings looked. Those 3 movies that they made, the trilogies. But this also comes with a DVD right here from, or a CD actually. CD's worth of music that you can play in your CD player by Rick Wakeman. And I haven't heard it yet, haven't listened to it yet, but by and large Rick Wakeman is pretty good. So yeah, look forward to listening and hearing about that. Picked this up some time back. This is called Connie, Potential of Noise. German producer and musician, was in that whole German krautrock scene, and so yeah, if you're interested in any of that, it's a pretty good movie. It features Devo on here, Noi, DAF, the Eurythmics, Scorpions, Ultravox, and Carl Hyde. Then at the around Halloween, I picked this one up too. This is 2 DVD set, or 2 movie set on 1 DVD, which are the Hammer horror. One of them is Curse of Frankenstein. The other is one of the Dracula films that has Christopher Lee in it. He played Dracula in I don't know, 3 or 4 films way back in the day. These are like, I think 70 films or maybe 60s. And then you have Christopher Lee or Peter Cushing in this one with Frankenstein. But I really like the way that Hammer Horror does their horror films, and so yeah. And I'm not a huge anime fan, but I picked this one up. It's the Samurai Jack, and actually this was spun off into a series, and if you're into really neat graphics, this is a good one to get. I don't have the series yet, but the creator of this is Jindy Tarkowski, I believe is his name. And he's done a new series called Primal, which is on, I think it's Nickelodeon or one of the cartoon channels, which is sort of a primeval guy and his dinosaur T-Rex pet, more or less, or his, you know, buddy. And again, it has real nice graphics in it. And so if you're really into neat cartoons with graphics, that's a good one to get. I picked these 2 up just for like, they were $1, less than $1 actually. It's a blue disc of The Little Mermaid, and then another one on The Lion King. Came with the blue disc and the normal DVD on it, like that. So that's really a good bargain. I think of all these Disney films, anime films, or Disney films like this, animation films, my 2 favorite are so far, well, I've liked a lot of them, but Beauty and the Beast, Ratatouille, and I'm sure there's some other ones, but you know, they're all pretty interesting. Here lately, as far as music, I got in a real big Jethro Tull mode, and I've been listening to his first 3 albums. This Was is the first one. Stand Up, it's the one with the artwork pops up in the middle of it. I like these, particularly these first 2, because there's a real, although they have their own style and everything, there's a real, I think, Cream influence with the way that their guitarist plays the band and everything. But at any rate, and I've got some other ones by them, but these 3 have always been my favorites. I listened to this the other day. This is Alex Degrassi, and he's a guitarist, and his brother Alex Degrassi was the one that started the Windham Hill label, and this is pretty much in that type thing. He plays acoustic guitar, kind of jazzy on some parts of it. He plays a guitar synthesizer and an acoustic guitar. Mark Egan plays a fretless bass, who's played with Pat Metheny from time to time. And there is a Zakir Hussain, I believe is how he pronounces his last name, plays tablas. And there's some other instruments on here as well that kind of give it a little bit of a Middle Eastern feel to a song or two on it. But yeah, overall, pretty good album. Then I listened to this album. I don't believe anybody's mentioned Forevermore on the VC, so I listened to this, and actually I like their album that preceded this one, called Yours Forevermore, which had a red album, and a little bit better, but actually they're both pretty good albums if you can find it in a used in a store somewhere. The similarities are kind of close to like Traffic, in that a lot of their stuff is kind of acoustic, electric, and sort of folky, and they're British as well. But yeah, if I like that kind of that Traffic sound, or stuff of that early British sound, you know, there were a lot of bands back then that kind of did that kind of thing, then you know, you might like this band as well. But yeah, it was nice to hear it again. Then let's see, I also was listening to some CDs. Listen to this one. This is James Levine and the Philadelphia Orchestra plays Mahler. 2 CD set. And this has Symphony Number 9 on it. Came with a nice little booklet like this. But yeah, hadn't heard much Mahler, so I was happy to pick it up. Picked this one up too for $1 in a one of those used stores or charity shops. This is a Spyro Gyra's retrospective. I already have some Spyro Gyra, some of their individual albums. But this is like a, you know, greatest hits or whatever. 2 CD set. So yeah, like I've got Morning Dance and some of their other ones on you know, on a regular album. But just kind of picked this one up because there were a few songs on here I did not have, and basically like the band. Kind of more morning music because it's real kind of up sounding. You know, real energetic, I guess you could say, or uplifting. And but yeah, Spyro Gyra. Picked this one up the other day, and I haven't listened to it yet for $1. Organs in Orbital. This is sort of some more of that. I don't know. I guess you could call it tiki jazz. There's another name for that. But yeah, I like the ones on this label here, Ultra Lounge. That's what it's called sometimes, lounge music, ultra lounge music. And a lot of this is like Hammond organ based. And I like these ones on this label here. This is, I think, the 3rd or 4th one that I have that's in this ultra jazz label. And they combine a lot of jazz from that era, like Martin Denny, and I can't hardly read the titles on that thing. Sort of cocktail music. This has the Ernie Freeman combo, John Buzzin combo, Denny McLean, Jackie Davis, Sir Jordan. It does have a Walter Wanderley song on it, and Don Baker. Like a lot of these names I'm not familiar with, which was another reason to like pick it up aside from the label. But you know, it has a couple of Martin Denny songs on it. But yeah, I always like their aesthetic. Kind of got tiki stuff on here. It's got good write-ups, good booklets. So yeah, ultra jazz. Around Halloween, I played this album here. This is Island. I think they are they're a progressive band. I think they're Swiss, and it's just two guys, and they make this rather dark music, as sort of the album cover rather implies. And if I'm not mistaken, you can hear this whole thing on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. But I really like the H.R. Geiger cover on it, and you know, it's not quite industrial music. Like I say, it's more progressive, but it has some interesting percussive bits on it, you know, like them doing percussive things with it. And there are lyrics and everything on here, but sort of heady, dark stuff, and it was just, you know, really good for my Halloween listening. Listen to some of this. This is Brian Eno's The Shut Off Assembly, The Shut Off Assembly, and one of my more favorite Eno albums. Here are the titles. I don't know that any of them make any sense. I don't know what those words are, or what they have any meaning. I guess I could look it up, but you know, Brian Eno. Picked this one up the other day for $2, and I haven't heard it yet. This is Julie London, her first album, and maybe her second album. Julie Is Her Name is the other one. Well, that's both their titles. Two original classic LPs on one CD. Well, I guess that's the name of both albums. Julie Is Her Name Volume 1 and Julie Is Her Name Volume 2. So, yeah, looking forward to hearing this on the Liberty label. Listen to this one. This is Joe Henderson in Japan, and it's just got 4 songs on it. He plays with 4 Japanese musicians. Henderson plays tenor sax, and the 3 Asians play electric piano, bass, and drums. But just 4 songs on it. The first one starts out with Round Midnight, and but yeah, really interesting album. It's on that original Jazz Classics series, and Milestone as well. But just being 4 songs on here, it really gives them, you know, it's a live album, so it gives them time to improvise and jam together. But yeah, interesting album. And they were talking about Sherv and Sound Strange and others have done Blue Note reviews, and this was one of them. It's Kenny Burrell with Art Blakely at the Half Note up 5 Spot. It's 5 Spot Cafe. Kenny Burrell plays guitar, and it's got Tina Brooks, Kenny Burrell guitar, Bobby Timmons on piano, and Art Blakely on drums. But yeah, pretty neat album. Then speaking of Art Blakely, or Bobby Timmons trio, I played this one, which is also on that original Jazz Classics. Sort of an intimate or quieter jazz trio setting. Bobby Timmons plays piano, Sam Jones on bass, and Jimmy Cobb plays the drums. Picked it up for $1. And then I got this from Barney Kessel, Quadromania, which is a My Old Flame. It says a 24-bit high-end mastering. Now, I don't know anything about that, but it's a 4 CD set on membrane. So I'm guessing this is a German pressing or German made. But yeah, Barney Kessel used to be a guitarist and a guitar player all the time. Used to feature him and Joe Pass and all that type all those type guitars. And so, you know, I really didn't have anything by him, so this is a real good one to get to listen to a lot of his stuff. And I'm sure I'll like it. I like guitar players anyway, so you know, a lot of probably some classic numbers on here, T for Two, stuff like that, and then there's maybe some other stuff that he wrote. And then back over Halloween, I had a friend come by here, and him and his wife, and wanted to say hello and spend the night. And I said, yeah, sure, come on down, come on up. Actually, they're from Austin, and my friend has a family reunion that they go to around that time of year in Arkansas. And he brought me a piece of artwork which is hanging up. I should have taken it down, but I didn't. Piece of artwork that he had made, and some CDs here that he had burned. And he said he was putting all of his music on his computer, and was getting rid of the CDs, and had taken all of his vinyl down to, there's a place in Austin called End of an Ear. He kind of lives on the South Austin, which is south of Town Lake down there, or which I think is the Colorado River, if I'm not mistaken. But they call it Town Lake. Well, he lives on the south side, and that End of an Ear store is on South Austin. And he said he took all of his vinyl down there and sold it off. So I'm not real sure what he's doing there, or you know, what he has in mind, but you know, I certainly was going to look that gift horse in the mouth. And I haven't listened to a lot of these, but I have some of them. Like this is one by Coleman Hawkins, 1944 Classics, and it's real good. Like a lot of these guys, you know, I've heard their names, but I've not heard their music per se. And Coleman Hawkins. Now this guy, I don't know how to pronounce his first name. João Gilberto, Brazilian guitarist, I believe, A to Z. But I like a lot of Brazilian music, and it's quite lovely. Again, I've heard this guy before, and I think I've got something by him on vinyl actually. Fats Waller, Hallelujah, the definitive Fats Waller. And the complete RCA Victor mid-40s recordings by Duke Ellington. This lady I never had heard of before, Jane Monheit, something like that. She's a jazz singer, pretty good, but like I said, she was unknown to me. If you're into Brazilian music, you probably heard of this guy. I'm not real sure how he pronounces his name. Caetano Veloso. Cinema Transcendental Caliento, or Caetano Veloso, I'm not sure. The Altre Banda da Terra. But it's really interesting, particularly his earlier albums, if you can find them. They have a little bit of psychedelic sound in them, and he's, you know, real accessible, I think. But if you like Brazilian music, check it out. Like I said, I'm not going to show all these. I'll show a few of them. This is Gilberto Gil. This is Parabolic, more Brazilian music. And Milton Nascimento, I'm saying that right. Nacimiento. This is called Milton's. Yeah, all this stuff, all this Brazilian music is really nice. This is another lady here that was around the time that the guy's name that I cannot pronounce, Gal Costa, is a female singer. And again, some of her earlier albums, if you can find them, have a little bit of psychedelic sound in them. But yeah. Anyway, been going through some of these CDs, and it's been real fun, believe me, being a music fan. Here's one by Jorge Ben. This is a Tabua de Esmeralda. But anyway, so yeah, a little gift from my friend Larry, and yeah, really nice. Really enjoyed seeing him. He's starting to sell a lot of his art and has a website online, but we enjoy talking about art and stuff like that. And he's been like a friend. I've had him, we were actually roommates way back in the Stone Age, back in the mid-70s. And he moved down to Austin, finished up his degree there at UT. But we've always remained friends, so you know, it's always fun to get together and chat and, you know, do friend things. Anyway, just wanted to say hello. I haven't done a video in a while, and hope everybody's doing well among all this COVID stuff. It seems like we're kind of rounding the corner on it. If we can, if they can get this vaccine distributed, I think everybody will kind of get back to normal in about another 6 months to a year. So anyway, stay safe. We'll talk to you later.